Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are going to be doing an intuitive flower reading. So if you have not seen these readings before, I just use the flowers as a tool to channel information. So whatever the question is going to be for the reading, I will infuse the question into the flower and then just pick up on information with whatever I can, intuitively pick up on and channel. So we're going to be taking a look here today at the question, what do they miss most about you? What does the person on your mind miss most about you? So before we get started though, I do have an exciting announcement that this reading is going to be a collaboration with the lovely Mystic Rose Tarot. So she and I are going to be doing kind of a bit of a combination reading. She's going to be looking at the first section or the first part of this reading about what have they realized about you and the connection. And then I'm going to be doing this second part. You can watch either one first, but I would probably advise to watch her reading first because just seems like it maybe makes more sense that way. But yeah, we're super excited to do this. She is an awesome reader. She's such a sweet and lovely, positive energy about her, and she is spot on in her readings. And I think the two of us have a bit of a similar kind of energy and style in the way that we read. So if you do enjoy my readings, I would highly recommend checking out her channel. She has tons of different pick a card readings, and this one is going to go together perfectly with this. So yeah, check her out. She is really great at picking up on very specific details as well, channeling specific names. She can channel all types of names and unique names, so that's awesome. But yeah, so check out her. I will pin the link down below in the comment section and also in the description box. There will be a link over to this part of the reading on her channel, so her reading on her channel. So I'll put that down below so you can check it out before or after this reading, but probably before, I would say, but whatever you want to do. So yeah, we're excited about it, and let's jump into the reading today here for this part of the reading. So we have 3 flowers to choose from, and again, this is going to be a reading about what do they miss most about you. So think about your person, get them on your mind, and let's set the intention together that this reading is going to be for whoever it's for. I trust that Spirit will guide those souls to this message if it's right for them. So group number 1, you are going to be this flower here. Group number 2, you are going to be this flower here. And group number 3, you are going to be this flower here. Okay, so choose whichever one you feel most drawn to. Just go with your heart, go with whichever one your intuition pulls you to. And the timestamps are going to be down below in the description box and the comment section as well. And we will jump into group number 1 whenever you're ready. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this flower here, let's see what comes up for you. So quickly before we start, I just want to say a couple things. The first thing is, if you missed the intro, this is going to be a collab reading with Mystic Rose Tarot. So I will link her part of this reading down below for you to check out her reading. And secondly, I did just open a Patreon account the other day. So there are exclusive pick a card readings at least once per week over on my Patreon account. Or page, I should say, maybe twice a week, but at least once a week, and a collective, reading whenever we feel drawn to it or guided to do that. So if you would like to join our Patreon tribe, I will also have that down below. Okay, so let's jump in here for you, group number 1. So Spirit, tune me into anybody who chose group number 1, this flower here. So allow me to channel, and if you would just take a second to think about your person, and as you're looking at the flower, just get them on your mind. What do they miss most about you? So allow me to pick up on anyone who chose group number 1, please, Spirit, and tap me into the person that they have on their mind. What does this person miss most about the viewer? So what information can we channel here today? Allow me to be a clear channel. What does your person miss most about you? Okay, so I am getting this, the first thing they showed me here is a vision of this person kind of walking behind you, like almost a bit far behind you. So I will say that I do think this person does miss you, like right off the bat. I am just getting that confirmation that this person does miss you, but it's almost like I feel, in a way, one part of what they do miss most about you, in a strange kind of way, is that they do feel like they're lagging behind you. So I don't know if I would call that missing you or what they miss about you, but I think this person is aware and sees that you may be kind of ahead of them, ahead of the game in some sense. And so it's almost like they're lagging and they're trailing behind. But yet they still may have you, on their radar, or they're still following you in a way, not actually, but in that kind of way, energetically. I'm also getting this very like inspirational kind of feeling. So you could be somebody, for some of you, who is very, maybe you just are, kind of somebody who has a positive energy about you. Maybe you do a lot of different things. You could be very like inspirational, even if it's not like in a direct way, or that's just how they view you. That's kind of like how they pick up on your energy. So I feel like that's one part of what they miss about you, is that you seem to be kind of like unattainable to them, at least right now. That's how they feel. And it's mainly because you seem to be like accelerating or growing in your life, or you could be someone who just radiates this energy that is missed when it's no longer around. Is something coming up here? I am getting something about your eyes. So I guess when they think of you, they could also remember something about the way that your eyes look. They may miss the look of your eyes, maybe the connection that they felt with you when they looked into your eyes. And I'm even being told that this person, I keep getting this feeling like they miss you energetically, which it's kind of like, how to say, I feel like this person and you could have a very strong like telepathic or 5D connection. And even if they're not completely aware of it, it kind of translates for them into a sense of feeling your energy, sort of missing something about you, which they maybe weren't able to describe what that feeling was in your presence, but they miss the feeling that you either gave them, or some sort of connection between the two of you that was maybe in some parts kind of unspoken, if that makes sense. I'm getting that. I keep being shown something with cats, like a cat eyes, something about the way that cats move. So I'm not sure if some of you resonate with having, like cat-like features, or you could just be really, I don't know. I feel like this person, what they miss most about you, yeah, it's like, I feel like this person, it keeps coming up like they see you as a guiding light. And I don't really know what they mean by that in terms of what they miss about you. I guess it could just be something that you have about you that again, feels like it helps to guide them, or it's like a light in the darkness for them, or they feel like when you're not around or when you're absent, they kind of miss that light that you had radiated. I also am getting something about your body. It's almost like with the cat energy too. I don't know how that connects with you, but this person could miss your body. Okay, so maybe they just miss your body, like the way it looks or the way that they just loved being around you because of the way that you looked, or they could miss you in like an intimate way. But I am getting something about your physical appearance is definitely coming up, and just how it felt to be around you keeps coming through. What does this person miss most about you? Group number 1. For some of you specifically, this will depend on the group of people watching. It's going to be different for everyone. You may have not had like a commitment with this person. This may have been something more casual, or maybe even someone that you don't know very well. And for some of you, I keep getting that feeling to where you brought some kind of light into their life, even if it was just temporary. I keep getting something here about books and inspiration. So maybe you showed them something or taught them something. For those of you who don't know them very well, it kind of left an impact on them, like your energy left a mark on them and made them feel positive around you. So I think that they may just miss kind of the exchange that the two of you had, even if it was brief for some of you. Because I keep seeing that it's like they can't quite attain you, keeps coming up. Like maybe it was something where you were an enigma, or this connection was somehow an enigma. And I think this person, for some of you specific, you could have come into this person's life at a time where they were kind of lonely. Or again, you just showed up somehow in their life during times where they needed it the most. And I think that's something that, even if they haven't admitted this to you, that is one big part of what they miss about you, is honestly, like just your company keeps coming up, like just you in general, your company. If you shared like chats with each other, or if you talked about specific things, or if you just spent certain quality moments together in whichever way, small or large, that's what seems to go on in their mind about what they miss about you. I also feel too like this person, for some of you, could have moved on or could be in another relationship, if you know about that. And it's like, I feel like they do still think back to you though, even though they're involved with somebody else. They still think back to, again, that feeling of you, which is almost like in the back of their mind. It's something that they may not feel very happy or fulfilled with whatever relationship that they're in now, if that's the case for some of you. And it's just like, I feel like if you are a woman, they almost kind of viewed you as having this like very goddess energy about you. You may be somebody who takes very good care of yourself, maybe your physical appearance, or you just, look after yourself and your body. And I feel like that's something too, that they miss that kind of presence that you brought and that you radiated within your own self. Because it's kind of like they keep showing me an imprint, that you left an imprint, and it's like something that is difficult for this person to find somebody who would have the ability to leave that same strength of impact on them the way that you have and the way that you did. So yeah, I think this person, you may also have like a softness to you. Again, you may have a strong feminine energy, or there's just something about you which feels soft, unique. Like there's something about your uniqueness and how you're just overall like a different than what they're used to, or than who they may have dealt with before or after you. And I keep getting that glimpse of one specific group of you to where you met very briefly. That won't be for everyone, but for some of you, you may have only met very briefly. and you may not even know if this person, you know, cared or if you made any kind of impression on them, but you definitely did. And so yeah, it's not so much maybe that they miss you in that sense of like a daily kind of thing, if that's you in that group, but more so that you left that imprint on them, however brief that may have been. But what does this person miss most about you? I keep being shown something about the body. That's for someone for sure. I'm being shown like you in a bathing suit and something about your physical body. So maybe, you know, when you're in the nude or when you were in the nude, if the two of you either just, if you were physically intimate or if they just saw you in a bathing suit, it feels like they miss that. Also, I'm getting too that they do miss your conversation. Some of you may be very intellectual, or the two of you talked about either something specific, or you just had this ability to, maybe it's deep topics, maybe that you could just talk about anything, or there's something specific you talked about. They were showing me books before too, so that could be for someone. Maybe you talked about certain books together, or you shared the same, you know, opinions on certain topics of life, or you may have talked about spiritual topics or things like that. So I feel like they miss talking with you. They definitely miss your voice, and they miss the conversations that the two of you have had. I'm also being shown too, something about just like having fun. Some of these are coming up kind of specific, so take what's going to resonate with you. There could be tidbits of different people in this, or different, for different groups. For someone specific, you may have actually known this person when you were younger, and maybe it was like, you know, teenage years, or maybe like early 20s, and maybe the two of you did kind of like silly things together, and I'm just seeing that, like that they miss those little moments with you when you were irresponsible, or when you did irresponsible things together. They think about that. They think about those memories and those moments. Very specific information here is coming up about a funeral. I don't know if you were with somebody at a funeral, or you comforted them at a funeral. That's for probably one person, but they may think about how maybe kind you were at that time, or how you were the only one there for them, or something along those lines. Something about your perfume, or your smell, or cologne, something about the way that you smell they may miss. Could even be something like laundry detergent, or something which just reminds them of you, of being close to you. They may smell that somewhere, or smell your perfume, or just remember the way that you always smelled, and they miss that about you. But yeah, I'm just getting like they're taking me into this person's own kind of like energy, and the way that they felt when they were around you. And I keep getting this like warm feeling. So for some of you, it could be because you have known them for a very long time, or you've been through a lot with them, and you were able to always, you have these special moments or memories that they always feel a sense of warmth because of just, again, the connection, the friendship, various things. And it's like when they do miss you, and when they do think back to you, it gives them a feeling of warmth. But even if you don't have a long history, again, it's still that maybe you came into their life at that time where they needed it, and they miss kind of just how you showed up at that time, and how you formed this kind of bond or friendship that they needed. And even if you are still in contact, I mean, maybe some of you are not like in a long period of separation. Maybe you've spoken to them not too long ago. And so even then they still, miss you. Even if they don't talk to you for a little bit, they may think about you in that kind of way, or you may pop up in their mind, and the fact that they miss that feeling with you. This person may be reminded of you through songs I am getting, so specific songs on their you know, playlist that they may either randomly comes on or that they select and they listen to it while thinking about you. It's like it's almost like a bit of a nostalgic feeling, or this, again, like imprint, this feeling that there's always going to be something that kind of reminds them of you, even if it's not like a daily thing. It depends on your situation, but it's something like that, to where they may just want to think about you and put a song on, or they may just randomly hear that song and everything kind of floods back. I feel like this person also misses how you understood them. They miss how you really understood them in a way, again, that maybe not many people did. Maybe you were able to see through them, or you were there for them during those difficult moments. And it's like they miss how close that they felt with you. They miss that feeling that you were able to read them kind of and understand them for who they were. That's how they felt, at least. Even if they didn't tell you that, that's how they felt. That warm feeling of being around you. For someone specific, you may have hung out with this person in a group setting, like maybe there were other friends that were a part of this and you kind of, you know, all connected at the, you know, together, and they may miss those moments too, where you were with them during times where they, maybe you hung out with their friends or you went somewhere or in a group setting. Yeah, but definitely for some of you, I keep getting this physical intimacy comes up, and it kind of like shows up every now and then in the reading. So if you have been physically intimate with them, even just kissing, I'm seeing as well. Any kind of physical intimacy, I do feel like they miss that a lot, and they do think about that a lot with you as being a big part of what they miss. For some, they also could be, I don't know why they just showed me someone calling your phone, but you never answer. So I'm not sure what that is. If this person has tried to call you, or if you had blocked them, maybe they have tried to contact you. It also could be that they fear that that would happen. So maybe sometimes they do think of calling you or think of reaching out, but there's something about this, like, again, can't get through to you feeling. And that came up in the beginning with the person trailing behind. So I don't know if maybe that's just what they assume, or if that is a situation, maybe you both have kind of moved on in your separate lives, if it's been a while for some of you. And I don't know, they just, for some reason, that's what came up, that they wonder about that, if you would answer, or they have tried and you don't answer. And that could be their fear too. I do feel like this person has quite a bit of emotion still for you. It kind of feels like maybe they haven't processed it fully though. Maybe they kind of put it away and they haven't really allowed themselves to feel fully the way that they may miss you. So I don't know why, for some of you it could be, especially if you did have like a history, it could be almost like they don't want to go there kind of feeling, like they almost may try to avoid that feeling or suppress that feeling. Maybe they don't want to feel too much of that, so they try to push it away. Yeah, keeping that specific scenario too, and they're showing in like a different context now, but if this person went through a difficult time, maybe even if you were younger, they may have felt very, very like alienated from their life or from their peers at the time, but there's something about you that was the only one who understood them or something. And look at that, one petal fell out. So yeah, it's like there's something that it's like you here. It's like one, I don't know, like you were the only one who understood them. So that's probably not going to be for many people, but for some specific groups of you, that could be a specific scenario that they didn't maybe have many friends, or they felt that way inside of themselves. And what they miss about you is that out of all those maybe people who didn't understand them, or people who may have whatever it was, like bullied them, or just that they didn't feel appreciated or loved, it's like you were that one person who maybe did or made them feel that way. And they do miss that a lot about you. I just got a random vision of two people watching a movie, eating takeout, Chinese takeout. So that could be for something for someone specific, or they may just remember times like that about something with foods coming up. So maybe you shared some moments with food specifically, or you had some kind of routine, but they could just miss those moments again of like just having fun or just being around you. Any final message here, Spirit? What does this person miss most about group number 1? I'm hearing high spirit. So you may have had some kind of high spirit about you. Maybe free spirit, or maybe just this positive energy. This, they use the term high spirit. So maybe it's just something where you, yeah, something with the way this flower too, like the pink, the kind of, it looks very open to me. It looks very like unique in a way. So it's like you were one of a kind kind of feeling, and you just had something special. I don't know, it sounds kind of cheesy, but that's just what's coming up. Like you just had something special about you, and you may have just stood out, like when it comes to different people, something unique about the way that you carried yourself, maybe. And even if you don't see yourself in these ways, this is from their, perspective. So that's how they view you. And lastly, I'm also getting that, here's the two of you together. There's something about you being a very ambitious or like a go-getter. So that could either be how they have always viewed you, or just maybe that's something that they view you like that today, if you're like not in contact anymore. But they could really admire something about your drive, your effort, your ambition, maybe something that you're passionate about, something they miss about just like this boldness that you may have as well. And so they could be viewing you like that right now. I'm actually being shown two people floating up in space together, and they want me to point this out. So you may be like, it almost looks like feathers too. So you may be like definitely connected in the 5D, like they were saying earlier. And there's just something very, because I'm just about to wrap up the reading, and these two came out like right before I finished the reading together. So yeah, it's like you may, even if you're not in contact anymore for some of you, even if you don't speak anymore, it's like you definitely are very connected in the 5D. So you will continue to float on together, up there in other lifetimes and other dimensions. And that's something coming up that maybe they do realize that if they are attuned to that frequency, or maybe they don't. But it's something definitely where Spirit does not want you to underestimate or kind of undervalue the significance of this connection. Even if you're not connected in the 3D, it doesn't mean that you should wait for it, or that you need to put so much thought into it. But just to know that the bond that the two of you have is and was very significant and special. Okay, is something coming up here. So I think I am going to pull a few charms just to close this reading off. I wasn't planning on it, but I think it would go together with this. So any final charms? Okay, so this is interesting. I have these little papers in this charm, and this one just flew out and it flew into my tea. So let me take this out. It's wet, but it's this card here. Yeah, the two people who were passionate holding. I kept getting that, like the touch between you both. So I'm gonna put this to the side because it's wet, but yeah, they could definitely miss that. Just like flew. It's really strange. It flew from like all the way in this basket all the way over here by itself. So yeah, they may have that very passionate feeling of you or memory of you. These also flew out. Ace of Wands, and we have this here, this woman putting mascara on. So Ace of Wands is definitely a very passionate, you know, card in the tarot as well. So yeah, I definitely would say this person misses a lot of the passion between you both if you shared that together, or maybe just the thought of what that could have been if you know, didn't reach that level. But they, you know, maybe could even be wanting to reinvigorate that with you, or maybe return, because we do have this rainbow here. So, I mean, this gives me a sense of, for some of you, again, there's maybe this healing presence about you, or something that you offered them which helped them through difficult times, or you did the same for them, or they did the same for you, but could also be symbolic of wanting to heal something or wanting to mend something. Take these how they will mean for you personally. We also have a seahorse, so that could be something specific for somebody. We have a lighthouse. So this gives me a feeling in this reading of the fact that I was talking about the guiding light before. Yeah, so you offer a guiding light to them, even if you're not, again, like in the physical world together, or if you have been apart for a while, there's something to where you do still guide them with these two little petals here. You still guide them at a soul level and in the 5D. We have a watermelon. So these, again, could be specific symbols for some of you, but gives me a feeling, again, of like playfulness, maybe some summer activities, replenishing things. They may want to replenish something, or they're in the process right now of replenishing or healing themselves. We also have a mask. Yeah, so they may not have showed a lot of their true feelings. They may have hidden some parts of it. It might be something like that, to where you don't know this information fully. We have this hand here, like a palmistry, kind of, in a way. So this gives me a sense that you both have signed up for this connection in this lifetime, is what I'm getting with that. Again, with the 5D, it's like you have a special bond that all of the events that have happened between you both have been ordained for this, for a reason. So we have a wine glass here. So isn't that a wine glass? I think so. So there's something about drinks. Maybe there's something about, again, the two of you going out having fun, maybe back in the day or recently. Maybe they wish to catch up with a drink with you. You may have had a lot of good times, maybe on vacation. And with the watermelon is giving me the feeling, definitely a lot of, with the seahorse here too, maybe like a beach vacation or something that they just remember about, a positive, uplifting energy between you both. So this is like cotton here. This is a dragon. Okay, so somebody could be a year of the dragon. It's a symbol for someone. We have this heart with the angel wings. So again, kind of like divinely guided, maybe. We have never regret your mistakes. Admire the courage it took to attempt the unknown. So there is a feeling here possibly of some kind of unknown venture that one or both of you are embarking on. I don't know if it has to do with like being guided back together or healing things, but there's something like that coming up. Maybe just the courage to heal, the courage to maybe move on if that's the case. But something about not regretting the past or not regretting what we did or didn't do, and maybe even moving forward, like just kind of embracing the unknown, whatever that's gonna lead us to. This gives me a sense in this reading of like a lot of that maybe chemistry or just a palpable kind of energy maybe between you both, maybe even something which is manifesting though right now, some kind of incoming maybe, or just the way that they inspire you in the 5D or vice versa can bring about some kind of new beginning of some kind of reinvigoration here. And we have the snake. So yeah, I feel like somebody here could definitely be healing, letting go of old patterns. We also have the crown. So I feel like in this case, they see you as a queen or a king. Maybe again, you have accelerated, you're moving on, you're moving forward maybe, or you've just done a lot of growth on yourself. And we have a white cat. Okay, so somebody could have a white cat. So I will leave it here, group number 1. Thank you so much for watching the reading. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to check out the second part of this reading if you have watched this one first over on Mystic Rose Tarot's channel. So I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this flower here, let's go ahead and see what comes up for you. So before we start, I just want to say 2 things. The first part, if you did miss the intro, there is going to be the first or second part of this reading, preferably the first, but whatever you want to do, over on Mystic Rose Tarot channel. So I will link that down below for the reading of what have they realized about you and the connection. And then secondly, I have created my Patreon page the other day. So if you would like to join our Patreon community, I am going to be posting at least one exclusive pick a card reading per week over on there. Maybe more than one per week, just depends on the week, but at least one. And a few maybe collective reading updates exclusively over there. So if you want to join, that will be also linked down below. Okay, so go ahead and think about your person as you are looking at the flower. So what does this person miss most about you? Think about your person. Okay, so Spirit, tune me into anybody who chose group number 2. So anybody who is here who chose group number 2, allow me to channel their energy and tap me into the person that they're thinking about, whoever they're thinking of when they clicked on this reading. What does that person miss most about the viewer? What do they miss most about the viewer? Allow me to channel this information. And I will pull some charms at the end as well. Okay, so what does this person miss most about you? So I just heard, we came so close. So for some of you, this person, it's coming up right away that they feel the sense that maybe part of what they miss about you is that you could have almost like been together, or maybe you almost took things further in your connection, or this feels kind of like a complex dynamic maybe for some of you, to where they get the sense that there's like an emotional feeling in the heart here of a lot to do with what they miss about you, is like an emotional feeling that maybe was kind of depends on your situation. For some of you, it could be like the one that got away kind of feeling, and it's just welling up within them emotionally. I feel like this person, yeah, kind of this, for this pile so far, it feels a bit, okay, let me see. This person's a bit scattered. It's like everything's kind of rolling around here. What does this person miss most about you, group number 2? So I'm being shown a vision of 2 people getting coffee. So for some of you, that could be specific of what you may have done together. You may have gotten some coffee or talked to each other about certain things over coffee. But I'm getting, it came up for group 1 too. It's a very similar feeling so far of maybe like they can't quite get to you, or they miss the, not miss the fact of that, but they miss you in a way of that feeling of like maybe you're no longer there, or maybe it came so close but you couldn't quite get there. There's something coming up here about the way that you dress, okay, for some reason. So they may miss, I guess, the way that you dress, or something about the way that you presented yourself, especially when it comes to clothes. And maybe that's something that for some reason they miss that about you, how you may have dressed up or looked a certain way with your clothes. I'm also getting that this person may have felt that the two of you shared a very similar vision of life, or you may have had a lot of things in common, maybe specific kind of big things that they feel that you both kind of clicked on that level. Maybe it was specific things that they didn't feel that maybe they couldn't find many people who shared the same belief as them, or your sense of humor maybe, or something just kind of clicked. And when they think about what they miss about you, that does come up a lot. I am being shown a lot of texting as well. So you may have texted this person a lot. They may miss your chats about when you texted specifically. So they may go back even to your text messages, or the two of you may have had just a good texting chemistry. I feel like this person, there's something here that, again, kind of came up for group 1 too, but it's a bit similar but different. This person may feel that how to put it, you could have been someone that they didn't allow for you to be. Like maybe this will depend on your situation. Maybe they chose something else, or maybe they didn't give you a full chance, or there's something about like the connection between you both that is very similar, or like very much, yeah, like very to get like the two of you share the same energy, like it keeps coming up. But for some reason you maybe didn't make it work fully, or you didn't get that far to have a real connection maybe. And so that's kind of going together with what they miss about you. It feels like this person has a void in their heart for you. Like I'm just being shown someone watching TV or watching a movie, and then something makes them think of you, and it feels like a hole kind of somewhere in their heart. So they may really miss you in that way. And I think I wouldn't be surprised maybe if some of you who chose this could be like a twin flame connection. Okay, it won't be the case for everybody, but it feels like that because they keep showing me this, that you're the same, like you're the same. So it's the kind of complex feeling that like in a twin flame connection, when we miss our counterpart, it's a mirror to us. So it's reflecting some kind of void within ourselves. And that's kind of what I feel this person feels. Like they're very deeply tied to you, and you could be to them as well. So what they miss about you is within themselves. Like it's kind of coming up like that. It's very interesting. Group number 2, what does this person miss most about you? I'm getting that they do miss, I keep hearing the word chemistry. So you may have had a lot of chemistry with this person, and they could miss the physical aspect of the connection. But for this group, it feels like it could be, although the connection could be very deep, it's like they may miss the electric part of that, maybe the more physical, like the purely physical part of that, or maybe just the way that it was so electric between you both, and almost like too much maybe for some of you. And so when they think of you in that way, and when they think of what they miss about you, it may have been even like a lot of highs and lows for some of you. Maybe the highs were very high, and then the lows kind of feel like that void. So I'm being shown a specific scenario for somebody about like a cabin, a mountain retreat, or like a mountain vacation. So you may have gone there together. That could be something that they think of in their memory when they miss that time that you spent there together. But yeah, I feel like this person actually has you on their mind more than they would like to admit. I think that they have not been able to, it's like when we're asking the question what they miss about you, their energy wants to respond by saying that they already miss you all the time. So it's almost like they can't even come up with like a detail of what they miss about you, because they do think of you all the time. They just miss, like, I think you already know this feeling, and you both may know that you miss each other in that way. There's a bit of an indescribable kind of feeling here, but something about cooking. Some of you may have cooked for this person, or you may have had, spent nights together like that, whether you were in a relationship or just hanging out. They may miss that time where you may have, shared quality time cooking in the kitchen together, or you cooked for them. Yeah, I'm hearing their soul misses you, and they're showing me a lot of sea creatures. So for some of you, this connection may also be very ancient. I'm getting this like Atlantis kind of feeling coming up. So for some of you that may resonate, where their souls kind of coming up in the reading to say again that of course they will always be deeply connected to you. So how could they not kind of miss you? I mean, we're not asking the question if they miss you or not, but I guess they want to say that anyway. For some of you, you could be really interested in, like spiritual concepts and the esoterics. You may be a reader yourself or something like that. And I feel like they may miss that about you, or they may just kind of miss that depth about you maybe, or you were someone who took kind of a unique path in that way that maybe other people around them didn't, and they do miss that. I'm hearing down for anything, and I'm just being shown two people kind of driving on the highway at night, just laughing. So maybe they feel like you were always down for anything, like you may have been this ride or die in a way. That's another thing coming up that they miss. I'm also getting your creativity, I'm hearing. So yeah, they miss this unique flair about you. Maybe you are very creative. Maybe you're a very free spirit. Maybe you just kind of live your life spontaneously, or you are, again, like a very deep person. Maybe you are a tarot reader yourself, or you do something in the spiritual kind of field. And it's like, I think this person misses that zest about you and that independence and like untamed energy about you. For someone specific, you may have talked to this person on the phone or texting late at night, like maybe in the middle of the night, either now or back in the day or something. And I feel like that's something too. They think about how the two of you talked on the phone really late at night for someone specific here. And yeah, they just miss that. I'm hearing that, I can't even think of the song it is, but the part that says, I could watch you for a lifetime, you're my favorite movie. So I feel like they could be just very overall mesmerized by just the creature that is you. And so they miss like your energy is coming up mainly. Like they just miss your energy as a soul. Like they can see deeper than just like your skin or your appearance. Like they may enjoy the way that you look, and they may miss that as well about you. But it's almost like if they were to answer this question, which they're doing here in the reading, when we love somebody that way, or when we connect with somebody on that energetic level, we can't really describe what it is that we love about them. It's just like, it's their energy, it's the soul connection. So I feel like that's how they would describe it here. Even if they can't describe that maybe right now in their human self, it's like that's what they would describe it as. Like, I just miss your energy. I'm also being shown something about dancing together. So again, a lot of like nighttime activities are coming up. Some of you may have gone out a lot at night And again, those are like specific memories that they may think about, but you may have gone, you know, dancing somewhere, having fun. Again, I am getting for some of you, this may have been a very intense connection. So maybe it was very intense at certain times, and then other times it was not as intense maybe. But that's how they associate this. They kind of are able to reflect and sort of remember those very electric, intense times with you, that they miss that feeling because it was very euphoric kind of in a way. Something about your lips specifically. I'm just being shown for some reason someone staring at your lips while you're talking. So maybe they did that, or they just like your lips or the shape of your lips or your lipstick that you wore, or something about your lips. I have no idea why, but I'm hearing IHOP, the restaurant, and I'm seeing pancakes. So maybe the two of you went to IHOP together for pancakes, and that's something that they remember or they miss. It feels very like fun, and again, maybe a bit thrilling at times, or maybe you did kind of, you know, things that normal people wouldn't do, or for some of you this could be someone that you knew when you were younger, so you were kind of, you know, acting a bit spontaneously, or you know, went to IHOP at 2 a.m. for pancakes or something like that. That's for some of you. Also, for someone very specific, they could be a musician, and you may have attended their shows or their gigs, and you always supported them, you know, something coming up as well, or maybe you were an inspiration to them in that, or you may have helped them. Yeah, it feels like you both had maybe a very, again, similar vibe about you, which may have been a bit quirky or different or eccentric, and that's also what they miss. Yeah, and they're almost like take me back to like the present moment, and then kind of the memories, and then the present moment. I just got this vision of this person in the present moment, and they could be feeling very like blah. For some reason, I saw them at a yard sale, or putting their stuff up for a yard sale, and just kind of looking down at the ground and wondering to themselves what has become of their life, or maybe they feel a bit empty right now, or they're having to move or something. So yeah, I feel like if you have not spoken in some time, whatever connection you had before, for those of you in like a no contact that's been for a while, maybe whatever you had before it feels very different than like maybe the present day circumstances. Like it could be very just sort of monotone and blah right now for them, whereas you brought that euphoric feeling in their life that they miss. I don't know why I'm getting these very specific visions today. I'm also being shown something about a bra. So I don't know, take that how it's going to fit with you. That could be like an inside joke or something. But there's something about like a bra, like one specific bra that maybe you had. I don't know. I don't know why they would miss that. Maybe they fantasize about you in that bra. I have no idea. But something about a specific bra. And I couldn't catch what it looked like, but they wanted me to say that. What does this person miss most about you, group number 2? Yeah, again, I feel like this person might actually talk about you a lot to other people, or your name may slip into conversation, or maybe if they've had a few drinks or something, they talk about you, because I think that they do admire you. And I think that, again, it's like there's something about, how to explain this though? It's kind of like there's something that only the two of you kind of knew, sort of in a way, like what you had. And when they talk about you, it's like it helps them to feel like they can still remember you, because it's like a part of them too. It's kind of like, and I don't know if this is a specific thing that happens, but I'm just being shown this person talking about you to, like, let's say it's a friend, and the friend or the group of friends are kind of like not even paying attention, or maybe they're rolling their eyes at it because they don't understand the feeling that this person was in. So they don't understand it. Like, there's a disconnect between what maybe their friends or family thought about you or the connection versus what they actually felt. So it's like when they bring it up, they feel this, like maybe there's something that they say that reminds them like that the two of you did that one day. So they're trying to explain it, and like they're excited about explaining it because it makes them feel a certain emotion, but then nobody else like responds because on the outside it may look very different. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, they could talk about you to their friends. They may bring you up in conversation as a sign that they do miss you, and it's like maybe it's remembering that good time that they had with you, or those kind of electric moments with you, but it's something that nobody else could really understand because it's the two of you feel so similar in like frequency. Yeah, I feel like you could have laughed a lot. They miss your laugh. They miss something with the sense of humor is coming up again. So you may have had a very similar sense of humor, just like you just kind of understood each other. You know, you just had some kind of banter maybe. Something along those lines keeps coming up, and they just, yeah, I mean, I don't think this person will ever really forget about you, and probably you as well, is how it's coming up. Any final messages, Spirit, for group number 2 before we pull some charms? What does this person miss most about you? Yeah, you may have also been a bit of a, maybe like a rebel, especially again for those of you who may have known this person when you were younger. But even if not, there's maybe this connection that maybe you bring that out in them, or they're the same way. I don't know. It's like this kind of rebellious streak between the two of you, or like rebellious kind of connection. Let's just do things that we shouldn't do maybe, or that if we were younger, or if you were younger, like you weren't allowed to do, or something where it feels like there's this fun kind of connection, but beneath the fun times, there's also a lot of depth. I'm also being shown something about secrets that were told that you may have, like they may have either shared the secrets with you, and you know, you never told anyone, or you kind of confided in each other, or they view you as somebody that they could even trust their secrets with you, or they feel more comfortable maybe with you sharing things like that than they would with just anybody. Okay, and then lastly, I'm being shown something about sports games. You may have went to sports games together. But let's pull some charms and see what else. I just heard the name Tyler for somebody. Let's see what charms we have. Also, one more thing too, you may have really assisted this person to become a better person, I'm hearing. Maybe it was something, again, specific. Maybe they had like an addiction, or there were some bad habits, and it's like you were able to talk them out of it, or you could talk some sense into them. They could just view you as someone like that, who could almost like hold space for them, and like maybe you're the only one that they would listen to, or you're the only one that they would change for. Something like that's coming up. Okay, so we have a big smiley face here. So yeah, this person could have been very happy with you. They could just smile when they think of you in a way. There's this happy feeling. So we also have a wine glass. This came up for group 1 too. Yeah, and again, so you may have, especially for this group, there's a lot of like nighttime feeling I kept getting. So for some of you, maybe if that resonates, you may have gone out a lot at night, or you may have gone, you know, to dinner or to the bar a lot, or just unwinding at home was coming up too, just like spending time together, and you may have shared some glasses of wine. We have a ship here. So these symbols will be specific for everyone. Maybe you went on a cruise, or someone, you know, has a boat or has a sailboat maybe, or there could be travel or distance, maybe even someone who's overseas from wherever you are. We have a butterfly, so take that as a sign for you. We also have Taurus, so either you or them could be a Taurus. We have a lizard here. So maybe somebody lives in a location where there's a lot of lizards, or again, take that as a sign for you. We have a dolphin. So something with the oceans coming up. I was getting something with Atlantis. So dolphins always give me a feeling of like a soul connection too. So I feel like the connection goes very deep with you, with the two of you. We have a hammer here. So someone could be good with working on like outdoor projects or do-it-yourself projects. A handyman, someone who's like an outdoors person. This could also be like wanting to make improvements in life in general right now. We have this rose here. So it gives me a feeling, since what we channeled before, actually we have 2 roses. We have this rose here too, in this little thing here. So roses could be significant. I feel like it's this romantic feeling though. Maybe they like want to give you a rose, you know, hand you the rose. Something which feels like it's, there's like a romance here too. There's like a, yeah, like a, almost like a fairy tale romance for some of you, or that's how it felt at times maybe. So we have this little emoji with the sunglasses. So someone could wear sunglasses a lot, or could be like, gives me a feeling of lurking kind of in the background, spying maybe. I was getting that for sure. They could hold a secret kind of flame for you still, or talk about you to others without really wanting that to be known. Spying on your social media maybe. We have this symbol here, so that came up for group 1 too, and it kind of gives me the same feeling of like maybe there's a lot of energy with this, or maybe even energy being manifested into this connection, possible things to come if that's relevant, or just yeah, we do have the bells, so there could be some kind of announcement or some sort of desire to announce something. Okay, so the bells could mean something as well, but I feel like could also be intuition too, like an intuitive connection. We have this bowl here, I believe it is. So yeah, lots of Taurus energies coming up. We also have a shell, also lots of ocean. I was getting the ocean before, and we have the dolphin, we have the ship, and we have this seashell. So some of you could be water signs, or they could be, or someone may live near the ocean, or something about the ocean keeps coming up. We have this chess piece. So someone could play chess. This could be like a strategizing going on, maybe thinking of what to do next. We have cool. Okay, so they could have viewed you as cool, or they're, again, the two of you had like a cool connection. But we have the sunglasses too, so someone could be playing it cool as well, not really showing much of their emotion maybe. We have grapes. So this actually gives me a feeling there's a tea leaf card from the tea leaf deck, and it says time to go out and have fun, and it shows grapes. So I was getting a lot of that too, like fun, going out and having fun. Maybe they want to do that with you. That's the feeling. We also have this little symbol here. Not sure what that really means for you. We have an elephant, or no, this is a koala bear. So someone could be from Australia is what's coming up when I see this. I think koala bears, am I confusing koala bears with a different animal? Aren't they found in Australia? I think so. But if you, that may mean something to you, koala bears, wherever they're found. We also have a rubber duck. Okay, so whatever that means for you. We do have this flower here. And then we have two little quotes. Talking to plants is one way of talking directly to spirit. And your strength is shared when you are present for others. Okay, so I think I'll leave it here. If you did enjoy the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I hope that this resonated with you, and don't forget to check out the other part of this reading over on Mystic Rose Tarot's channel. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love. Hello, group number 3. If you chose this pink flower here, let's get into your reading. I do want to say two things before we start. If you did miss the intro, don't forget the second part of this reading, or the first part, depending on which order, over on Mystic Rose Tarot channel, for what have they realized about you and the connection. And then secondly, I do want to announce that I have opened my Patreon page for exclusive pick-a-card readings. There is going to be at least one exclusive pick-a-card reading over on my Patreon every week, possibly more than one, just depends on the week. So I would love to have you there, and I will link that also down below if you'd like to join. So let's get into it here for group number 3. And I will be pulling some charms at the end of this reading. So anybody who chose group number 3, what does this person miss most about you? So go ahead and think about your person as you're looking at the flower. Okay, so Spirit, tune us in to anybody who chose group number 3. So allow me to channel any information for the person that the viewer is thinking about. So what does that person miss most about the viewer of the reading? Allow me to pick up on their energy. And for anyone watching here for group number 3, what does your person miss most about you? Okay, I don't know why they just showed me two people standing very still. So that could just be a reflection maybe for some of you of where you currently are at, or where you find yourself with this person. Maybe there's a bit of like a standoff here, or a stalemate for some of you. And they just want to say that. So I'm getting that this person does wish that they could turn back time, I'm getting. I'm kind of being shown a clock that's going all the way backwards. So I feel like this person, they do feel like a lot to do with what they miss most about you is, it actually has a lot to do with regret here, interestingly enough, coming up. So this could be some information that you need to know first before we kind of get into it, is that this person does have some regrets, or they wish that they could go back to where it started, or like where maybe the two of you met, or specific memories that will come up in this reading. They do wish they could turn back time. And I feel like this person and you, there could be something here for some of you, there's going to be different groups, but this could be a very long time for a few of you. So it could be a very long time that you have not seen or heard from this person for some of you. And what they miss most about you. I feel like this person misses your solid energy, I'm hearing. So you may have offered a very stable or solid environment to this person with whatever connection you had or have. It's something coming through, like maybe you spoke about a lot together, or you could call them at any point in the day, or they feel like they could have called you at any point to talk about whatever it was that they wanted to talk about, or for comfort. So you may have had that kind of connection for some of you. And a lot of what they miss is your, like you kind of being there. That could also be why they showed me the two people standing, because maybe you kind of offered this very secure space for them, or you were a rock kind of in their life in a way. Or they view you as that kind of person who has that potential to be that rock for them. And yeah, I feel like they view you as being someone who, like, they're kind of showing it in a way to where other things in their life could have been very like flimsy, or they may have not lasted very long, or they could have been always in situations which were fleeting. And it's like you offered something quite different though. Like they could always rely on you, or they could always count on you to be there. Or again, just something about your energy. If you didn't have like that kind of connection yet, they just viewed you as someone who they knew that you would always be this person who's there for them. And some of you also may have had like a very nice home, or had, or you just not like a nice home in terms of material, but like you may have just had your life together kind of, and you may have had like a warm environment, a warm home. It may have been very inviting, and that represented part of just who you are as a person in general. And so when they think of what they miss about you, it's like a homey kind of feeling, or it's that secure kind of feeling. So that's what comes up in their mind when they think of you. Yeah, I keep getting a lot of like talking. It's almost like I'm being shown two mouths talking, and it's like the words are just like falling out. Like there's no stopping of the words. So you may have had a lot of good conversations. It may have been like you could talk for hours, maybe for some of you. This might be something to where you just really connected on what seems to be like a foundational level, like a friendship maybe first, or you just shared a lot of common interests, but it's like you could talk about anything. Is something coming up that they really miss about you. For some, I'm also being shown someone aging, like they're showing me like a time lapse of somebody aging. So take it how it will resonate. You could have known them for a very long time. They could be viewing you as you've gotten older, and maybe they knew you when you were younger. Maybe this has been someone who's been like you've been like a staple in their life. You two have been through a lot together, and I am also getting that you have like a mysterious element to you as well, that they miss that. They miss something about you where you know who you are, I'm hearing. Like you really were able to, I keep referring to past tense, but just take it how it's going to resonate, because I'm kind of like the question, what do they miss about you? But you were really able to have this presence about you to where you were very confident in who you are. Like you may be very, again, secure in yourself, and it came across in how you interacted with this person. You may have really had this very goddess energy about you, and they miss that. And I think this person, I mean, this is going to sound kind of weird, but take it how it's going to sound for you. It's almost like you had a very nurturing, like motherly effect. I don't know who, I mean, I think most of this is a romantic connection for these readings, but if it happens to be like a friend or someone else, they may miss that you had like a mothering nurturing effect. But I mean, even if it's a romantic partner, for most of you, it doesn't mean that they thought that you were mothering them, but you just have a warm feeling about you to where it brought support to them. And that's how they're referring it. You could be a mother to their children for some of you, or a mother in general, and they could view you like that. They miss how good of a mother you were and are, but otherwise they just miss that nurturing energy from you. Group number 3, what does this person miss most about you? I'm being shown 2 people watching a movie at home, seeing like a whole shelf of what looks to be like DVDs. So maybe the 2 of you used to watch a lot of DVDs together, or you watch movies a lot, or you may have had like again, it feels to me very stable. Like it feels different than a different pile that came up today. That's why I'm comparing it, because the comparison of the energy is very different. So this feels like they miss that stability with you. I mean, maybe you even had like a long-term connection for some of you. You could have been married, or you could have had a long-term relationship. Not for everybody though. And I think this person also misses how they could see themselves in you. They may really remember you as someone who you mirrored them a lot. And they miss that, because the reason that they miss that is because it kind of felt like home to them, because you mirrored them. But it doesn't feel like it's super triggering though. It feels more like maybe something where maybe the 2 of you worked on yourselves a lot, or maybe you are more, evolved souls. So when you came together, it may not have been super triggering. Of course, you may have had moments like that, but it's more of that home kind of feeling where they could rest and sort of be safe with you. I'm being shown a very specific scenario for somebody of you and them going shopping for clothes, especially like if they were trying to choose clothes for themselves, and it's like you were joking around and like trying on different clothes or hats in the shop, something coming up. So you may have, just like went shopping together and had a good time with wherever you went, or errands that you would run together. There's a kindred feeling here. There's a soul compatibility between you both that they miss, that it flowed easily, or it was sort of effortless. For some of you watching this, you actually could be in contact with this person still. And if you are, they could be sharing with you, or they want to share with you some of the things that are going on in their life. Maybe this is something, and again, it won't be the case for everybody, but for some of you, I'm getting this specific kind of situation where, let's say that they are married, and maybe the 2 of you are very good friends, but maybe you're more than friends, or you want to be more than friends, but it's something to where it's not necessarily that they're cheating, but you still have a connection because maybe there's like an unspoken romantic connection that you have not yet explored fully. That's just for some of you, because I keep getting that, like there's a sense of, even though I have this going on, I know I can always call you and talk to you about this because you're always there for me. And maybe you do stay in touch, or you do stay in contact. But if they're not in a relationship, it's just that they may be very busy with something, or they may have a lot on their plate right now. And so they feel like, even if you are just kind of friends right now, or if you're not like in an actual relationship together, they just feel like they want to keep, you know, in touch with you. Some of you here could either have dogs together, like you, if you were in a relationship, or if you live together, or you may take your dogs together places. I'm being shown for someone, like the beach I'm getting, or some restaurants, and it's like you have dog dates together. But it's that kind of feeling, you know, even if you don't do that, it's like I don't know, there's a wholesomeness or like a warmth here. I am also getting that this person, as of right now, they could be, I'm seeing someone like looking from the side of their eye, like standing still, but like only moving their eyes to look at the side. So they may be looking at you. I am hearing jealousy for some, so they could be a bit jealous maybe about something that you have going on, or if you are just friends, or if you are not officially in a relationship or something, they might be kind of hoping or wondering if you're dating somebody else or if you're happy with where you are. And I feel like this person, yeah, I feel like this person is, what's the word? Not possessive. I don't feel like it's possessive, but they feel like protective of you, or like protective over you, or of the connection at least. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like overall what they miss most about you is the same thing keeps coming up. Like I'm also being shown a farm here for somebody. You may live in like a rural area, and there's just something about just the day-to-day things that you do together, or that they envision that with you. Or maybe you know, take care of the farm together, or the animals. It's just an example for some of you. But I don't know, there's like there's an easy kind of flow here, and warmth just keeps coming up that they miss about you. It's like it doesn't feel that chaotic to me. Like it doesn't feel like something to where, yes, there could be issues or confusion, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like this is just like remembering the times that we did this together or that together, and how good I feel just being with you, just being with you. What does this person miss most about you? Group number 3. I'm also being shown 2 people playing a board game, so that could be something as well, that you may have played board games. But again, I think these are all just also analogies for the energy between you both. Like they could feel like the 2 of you could even like see eye to eye also on topics, maybe like certain things in politically or intellectually, just like there's certain things that you just were able to see eye to eye with. And it's like just like a togetherness between you both. Like you would have just as much fun staying at home and just playing a board game, as opposed to having to have some kind of thrill, you know, to keep the connection going, or something like that. It just feels like they miss the simple moments with you. Yeah, for someone you could be a therapist, I'm getting, for someone. And it's like, again, you may be very good with helping other people, and you may have also helped them a lot, and they know that they can count on you. Yeah, I mean, I think the two of you could have had like a lot of inside jokes as well. I'm getting like there may just be little things that you only the two of you remember or know or can connect over. So yeah, I mean, when they think of what they miss, it's just all of those things together. And like a life partner kind of feeling, you know, someone that they either, the two of you did have that kind of connection where you've shared so many experiences, or you may even have children, or you may have been married, or they just see you as that person that like, that would be my like perfect life partner if maybe the situations would allow, or whatever the case is. But I just feel like this person doesn't seem to have an intention of going anywhere. For those of you who are still in contact, it's like there is a feeling to where they're still definitely looking at you, and even if you have moved on, or even if there's been some other people entering the picture, it's like I think this person does have such love for you and has established kind of such a deep bond feeling with you that I don't feel like they want to end that or like give that up. But if you have been in a separation, if you have not been together for a while, I think it's just something more so to where maybe this is just them always keeping that close at heart about how they feel about you, and never forgetting kind of the friendship, the foundation of friendship that you had. Any final messages here, Spirit? What does group number 3's person miss most about them? I'm hearing you correct me when I'm wrong. Okay, so some of you, I don't know why they showed me somebody misspelling a word and you would correct their grammar. That doesn't have to be literal. It could just be the way Spirit shows it, but there's very much of that feeling to where you maybe, it's like you help this person to become a better person. And that's why I was kind of getting that nurturing kind of feeling, like you want to see them grow and you want to see them be the best version of themselves. And it feels like this person appreciates that, like because they maybe do the same for you, you know, or the two of you have a mature kind of connection. I'm also being shown two people traveling to different locations in the world, and, you know, being at the hotels and everything. So that could be something too, that if you did experience that, they think about that. They miss those moments where the two of you traveled and had fun, different countries, different cultures. And it's the feeling to where you can kind of go home that night and laugh about everything that happened that day and talk about everything. Like it just doesn't feel very much like there's conflict here, at least in the sense of what they miss about you. It just feels like that, like just this partnership, this solid kind of partnership feeling. And I feel like you could be the one, or like the only one that they could do this with, or that they could see this within themselves. And so that makes you kind of extra special in a way, because it maybe doesn't come easy for them, or maybe if it has been something to where you're older and they may have tried to find somebody else like that, or maybe they've even tried to be in long-term connections, or you have, or it's just something to where you kind of circle back to this, or they circle back to the irreplaceable kind of foundation that the two of you have. something else could appeal to them, you know, short term, or they may have experienced that before, where there can be those extreme highs and lows or a superficial connection, but there's something with you which doesn't lack the foundation. It has that backbone of the solid kind of partnership or bond, and that's where they think about missing you in that way. So I'm going to pull some charms. I'm also hearing something about balance. You may have balanced each other out really well. Like maybe what they lacked, you had, and vice versa. Or there could even be like a great balance between like the masculine and feminine, or like the way that you both carry certain, because I'm just being shown someone like carrying a heavy backpack, and then they kind of give it, you know, over to you for a while, and then you give it back to them. And it's like you kind of share things with each other. Like you don't give all the weight on one person. Like there's a mutual kind of exchange here. So they may miss that, like the partnership feeling, the balance that the two of you had. Okay, so we have a little, sorry, my dog just laid on the the tripod. Hold on, buddy. Okay, we have this little carousel thing, or carriage, I should say. So take these symbols how they will mean for you specifically. Could be something about a carriage that means something. There could be something with travel here, maybe. We have a little skull. We have the sun. So yeah, this gives me that feeling of the warmth I was getting so much in the reading, the warmth that you have. Some of you could do a lot of things maybe out in the sun or outdoors as well. But it just feels like the warmth element. And if we have a moon here somewhere, that could be the yin and the yang part. I don't know if we do, but we also have this big feather here. So this gives me a sense of like spiritual guidance, of being divinely guided. Signs, synchronicities, they may receive a lot of signs about you, maybe through feathers, or you could receive signs about them. We have, oh my God. Okay. We also have a heart here. So that gives me a feeling definitely of like that vulnerable feeling of like an open heart. Yeah, something with like the warmth of the heart, the sun and the heart here. We also have another heart with the little spikes here. So that gives me the sense of you bringing them to life in a way, or like the two of you having that, maybe even something that could be re-sparked. Someone could be in the medical field here too, or there's something about a heart. So maybe someone has some kind of heart condition that, you know, that you're aware of, or something with the heart. We also have the moon. So I knew for some reason that was going to come up. Yeah, so the moon and the sun, there's like a yin and yang here. Regardless of gender, there's like a, this perfect balance between the two of you, of a yin and a yang. We have a butterfly. There could be some kind of transformation going on, because I'm just sort of connecting with we have a skull here again, and we have two skulls, and then we also have the Fool here in this little card. So there could be some kind of like with the feather, maybe there's some sort of transformation happening in this connection, something that is either a new situation for some of you, most of you probably isn't, but it could be that, or could be wanting to restart something, because we have the World here too, actually. So yeah, there's like an ending of one cycle and a beginning of a new one. So I'm not sure what that means for this connection, but there's something about that. We also have a rollerblade here. So this gives me a feeling of maybe something about childhood or having fun, going rollerblading. We have Aquarius. Okay, so somebody could be an Aquarius, or you could be, or yeah, somebody could be. We also have a mask here. Yeah, there's something kind of going on. I don't know what this is, though. We have the little devil. But I wasn't really picking up on this person, you know, being in that. It could be something else that applies to this connection. Maybe there's something, I don't know what this is, just based on these charms. I'm not sure. It could be something which has to be revealed, or there could be like a hidden component to this situation or connection. But we have the oh my God here too. Yeah, there could be something shocking coming in with the Fool, the World, maybe something in the future or the near future. Because we have like two cages now. They're both closed. A cage with a heart and a cage with a bird, I think. We have an umbrella, which for me is about protection. We have a little arrow here. We also have a rose. We have this little heart here. We have a lizard, a starfish. We have this cat again looking out the window. Comes up in so many readings. And then we have this little two birds with a heart. So yeah, I don't really know what these charms are saying for this reading, honestly. Take them how they're going to apply for you based on what I'm trying to connect, like with what came up earlier, but I can't really remember now. I don't know. But there's some kind of cycle here which is maybe trying to complete. And then we have, when fear is forcing you to give up, call upon your heart's courage to continue. Yeah. Let me just see if Spirit will say any final message here about these charms, Spirit, that the viewer needs to know about this connection. Any final message? I'm hearing wait and see. So this might be something which has not revealed itself yet. Depends on the status of where the two of you are. But maybe something which is going to, this is maybe like a future thing, or there could be with the feather. There's something kind of brewing, or something which you'll have to wait and see what's going to unfold here. Maybe with this card here, or this little, when fear is forcing you to give up, call upon your heart's courage to continue. So there might be some new journey up ahead, or some reinvigoration of things that Spirit is bringing the signs to somebody. I just don't know the connection as to how that connects to your story with them right now. But I will leave it here, group number 3. I hope that this reading was helpful. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to check out the other reading over on Mystic Rose Tarot's channel. And I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love.